This is Football Friday, sponsored by Trusted Choice, Dakota Bank, South Dakota Department of Health, and South Dakota State University.
You're watching Football Friday in the playoffs on Dakota News Now. Go Cubs!
Very well done when you can add the playoff spit in there.
It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. Welcome to our second edition of Football Friday on Thursday and more postseason football in South Dakota. I'm not Mark Ovenden. It's kind of weird for me to be standing here in more ways than one. I'm Zach Borg. Mark is out sick. Get well soon, boss.
Well, we hope so. And I'm Cooper Seamer. You know, that weather that we had out west kind of postponed a couple of games, but still plenty of action tonight. And 11-man and nine-man highlights. Iowa resumes tomorrow. Minnesota has round 2 coming up on Saturday.
We start in Harrisburg, where the second-ranked Tigers took on the Washington Warriors, with the winner advancing to next Friday's semifinals. If Harrisburg wins, they will host. Opening drive, the sophomore Josiah Hines really taking over that running back job for the Tigers. 25-yard touchdown run. Harrisburg goes on top by 7. Later on in the first quarter, Washington's Thomas Hoffman rolling out and gets walloped by his opposite number. It'll be Sam Just deserts. Harrisburg up 7-0 after 1 second. On 3rd and long, Sam Knuth dime to Titan Tryon. 37 yards, it's 14-0. And the route was on a little bit later in the second quarter. 4th down play here. Sam Knuth going to roll out, buy some time, then throw across his body through the rain to Max Carlson. That makes it 21-0. And the Tigers cruise into the semifinals with a 42-7 victory.
Well, O'Gorman dropped to the 3rd seed after that loss to Harrisburg last week. Tonight, the Knights taking on Roosevelt at the MAC. Roosevelt's defense forcing a long 3rd down, but the Knights keep the drive alive. This is Maverick Jones with the catch here, and he gets enough for the 1st down and sets him up in the red zone. A few plays later, this time it's Rylan Satter getting the ball, and he's going to dance on the right side, and he gets to 10 yards, and that's a touchdown for the Knights. They're up 7-0. But the Rough Riders won't back down. Jackson Gravengood can single-handedly keep drives alive, and he's going to do it right here. Dances out of 1, dances out of 2. A third one, how about that? Reverse the field. It's only going to be enough for a 1st down, but that play itself is impressive. They're going to go all the way down to the red zone, and why not give it back to Gravengood? It's Jackson Brower throwing it up, and he makes the catch in the end zone.
Nice.
But O'Gorman, though, they win 46-27. They'll play Harrisburg next week in a rematch.
And the final quarterfinal, 11 AAA, was in Brandon, where the Lynx hosted the defending champion Cavaliers of Jefferson, opening possession of the game. Gus Scott breaks it outside, and the Gus bus goes into the end zone for the touchdown as the Lynx get out to a 21-0 lead. 2 drives and 2 scores. Gus still driving that bus. That'll make it 14-0. And then, guy we've been calling a lot this year, the sophomore who's going to have plenty more highlights, I think, in his career, Davion Bonwell-Whitty. It's the pitch where you see him getting touchdown catches. Just look him push the pile into the end zone. Almost down to the end zone, got down inside the 2, and then, well, yeah, you better let him finish it off after that effort. He gets in for the touchdown. All Brandon Valley as we take a look at the scoreboard. Final was 41-21. Let's take a look at the 11 AAA scores. You see them all again. Now, one notable there is that Rapid City, Stevens, and Lincoln, that game postponed to tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Stevens had an issue getting out of Rapid City, so they will play tomorrow.
We'll go over to Class 11 AA, where the Yankton Bucks have looked solid all season. Number 2 seed playing Huron tonight. Bucks with the ball in the first here, and Lucas Kampshoff wastes no time, unloads and finds Carson Ness, and that's a big gain that's going to set them up here. Now the Tigers are working the ball here, but the Bucks defense is going. Bryce Krall and Bold Thurman are going to force the fumble. After it bounces a few times, Tucker Gilmore falls on it, and that's going to give the Bucks the possession. The offense would take advantage of that turnover. It's going to be Kampshaw firing again, this time looking for Cohen Zarbach. He's going to fight through the Tiger defender into the end zone. That puts them up 7-0, and the Bucks go on, to win 17-0 as we take a look at your scoreboard here. And Watertown also picking up the win over Aberdeen. T-Area Sturgis and Pierce Spearfish also delayed because of weather.
Next up, we'll see how the top teams in 11A and 11B did in their quarterfinals, including Madison at the top seed, Dell Rapids. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Football Friday, sponsored by Trusted Choice, Dakota Bank, South Dakota Department of Health, and South Dakota State University.
Contrary to voiceover guy, it's actually Thursday, but it's Football Friday on Thursday. Get it? Anyways, Dell Rapids, we get them. They've been the king of the hill this season in Class 11A. Tonight they start the postseason against an old rival, Madison. No slowing down the Warriors, unlike past years, though. They scored 31 first quarter points. Former athlete of the week, Jack Henry with the screen to Cole Rusink, and off the great block, number 21 Off the end zone, a lot of jumping jacks for those fans with Rusink and Mason Stubbe, the Couriers. Deep backfield, Sutton Williams this time takes it to pay dirt. Guess that's bad news for everybody else. They have even more guys than those two, and then it's Williams one more time. Dells puts up a 50-burger in the first half, and they just put it in cruise control in the second, win 52-0.
Well, Sioux Falls Christian have been playing their best football down the stretch here, and they took on 5th-ranked Dakota Valley tonight at the Bob. Chargers have a 4th down at the 45-yard line. Lincoln Prinz going to fire this up. He wants it all, and he finds Cole Snyder falling into the end zone. Chargers lead 7-0. They'd march down to their next drive. This time on a 4th down though, they're going to kick it. Why not? Jacob Doctor's really good at this. 29 yards out, puts it in.
Is guaranteed.
No, nothing at all, and it was solid there. That's 10-0 here for the Chargers. Panthers would get going in the second, though. Jackson Boonstra gets a direct snap. He rumbles past some blockers, rumbles past some of his blockers and some defenders, goes 34 yards, gets down to the red zone, and Boonstra is going to cap off the drive. He brings it in himself here, fighting his way into the end zone. It's 10-7 Panthers, but Sioux Falls Christian gets things done at home, though, in the second half. They win 24-13.
Second-ranked Trojans of West Central with just one loss on the year. It came to winner. Tonight they host the Chamberlain Cubs to start out the 11 May playoffs. First quarter, West Central's Leighton Johnson takes it. Yeah, he had just a bit of a hole down the sideline, didn't he? He'll go all the way for the touchdown. And they would get the 2-point conversion as well to take the early 8-0 lead. West Central on defense, where they are just as deadly. Jesse Jost will pick that one off and run down the sidelines. He will take that one for the pick six. And just like that, after another 2-point conversion, it's 16-0 now. Chamberlain, to their credit, marched right down and got in the end zone. Cruz Solik to Levi Miller for the touchdown, 16-6. Not much more highlights for Chamberlain, although, like I said, good effort to get right back in it after those first 2 touchdowns. Still in the first, Jude Jarding. Hey, Jude, get in the end zone. 24-6 at that point. All West Central, they take this one 45-13. On to Canton, where the 3rd-ranked Seahawks took on Lennox in a rivalry game, playoff style. The Orioles struck first to go up 6-0. Canton answers right back. Kane Wallner bashes into the end zone. They missed the 2, so we're tied up at 6. Lennox ball now. They go to their running back, Tate Gertis. Going to kind of slip in and out of traffic. You think he's down, right? Nope. He's going to go into the end zone for a 21-yard score. They get the 2 and lead 14-6. If you think that's impressive, well, that lead's only going to last 16 seconds because the kickoff goes to Matt Anderson, who goes left, spins out of a tackle, reverses upfield. He's not going to take this all the way, is he? Really? Seriously? And, of course, I was at the other end of the field. Yes, he takes it all the way. 65 yards. They get the 2. We're tied at 14. Late in the half, West Central gets one more score from Wallner. They went up 22-14. But Boston Katzer and the Orioles storm back with 14 unanswered to pull the upset, 28-22. Take a look at more 11A scoreboards real quick. There's your Dell score, your Lennox score, Sioux Falls Christian, and West Central.
We'll go to 11B, and now the defending champion Huskies of Elk Point-Jefferson against a very good Tri-Valley team. Picking up late in the first half, those wet conditions are wreaking havoc. The ball's loose, and the Mustangs recover, forcing a turnover. Second half now, Huskies near pay dirt. Gunnar Ewing is going to take the direct snap. He'll bully his way into the end zone. We're tied at 7. Fourth quarter here. Watch this sequence here. Eli McFarland for the Stangs drops back. Here come the Huskies trying to take him down. He's able to dance around. Look how muddy it is. Finally gets it away, but that's going to be picked off. Ashton Fairbanks, the captain, trying to take it all the way back. No one's going to catch him, and that's going to be the game-winning score here. Elk Point-Jefferson hangs on to win 14-7. We take a look at some other scores now. Winter running over Aberdeen-Roncalli. Hot Springs taking the victory over Sioux Valley, and Rapid City Christian taking the win over Dual.
Great day for the West River. Some great games in 9AA. Sioux advances in Parkston, Hamlin, and Howard next on Football Friday on Thursday.
Welcome back to Football Friday, sponsored by Trusted Choice, Dakota Bank, South Dakota Department of Health, and South Dakota State University.
It's time for 9AA. You might as well toss a dart at this thing because it's the toughest state championship to win or predict this year, as evidenced by this rematch from earlier in the season with Hansen at number 1 Parkston. Hansen gave him quite a game. It was 16-6 earlier. And how about this? Brock Tuttle dropping him in the backfield for a big loss in the first quarter. Defensive battle, and here's a play that Iowa Hawkeye fans will appreciate for the scoring. A punt block for the safety. Parkston is up 2-0. Now I'm going to take you away for a moment from the flashbacks for that Iowa-Minnesota game, because we will actually get some more offense in this game. Here comes Parkston's Braden Jervik. He's got the quick burst to the outside. Big fella rumbling, thought he had the touchdown. They rule him out at the 1 yard line. Haskamp and the Hansen coaches concerned, and rightly so, because they'll let Jervik finish what he started. Spinning into the end zone. Power run there as Hansen couldn't quite keep up with him this time. Parkston pulls away to win 28-0.
Hey, punt blocks are football too. That's okay. And how about this for another big matchup in 9AA at Howard? That's where we find our Cordell Wright was there for the Tigers and the Elks. Cordell.
Cooper, it's been two really exciting teams all year long as the Tigers hosted Elkton-Lake Benton tonight. Both teams had the same record, so they traded punches in the first half. It would be Howard striking first inside the 10. Tayton Hoyer calls his own number, and he gives his team the early 7-0 lead. It wouldn't take long, however, for Elkton to answer back. The very next drive, the handoff goes to Riddick Wesley. He finds a hole, throws that stiff arm there. He's not going to let anybody else catch him as he turns on the burners. Even the ref's going to give this play a thumbs up here at the end.
Wow.
The next
Well
drive
done, Mr. Ref.
for the Tigers in the second quarter, it was all Tate Miller as he gets some nice blocks ahead, goes almost untouched. That makes the score 14-8. Elkton was able to get back inside the 10 before half to try to answer. That snap's a little too hot to handle, and they were a little too hot to handle as a team in the second half. Howard advancing with a 28-8 victory. Cooper?
Well, thank you, Cordell. And how about this for another great game in 9AA, defending champion Wall at Hamlin with Luke Frazier back for the Chargers. Second quarter, Wall's Burke Blasius throws it to Dawson Hancock. That's an 11-yard touchdown at 7-0. Hamlin's next drive, Tyson Stevenson throws it deep to Zach Van Meteren, and he can fly. How about 80 yards for that touchdown? This game's exciting. We're tied at 7.5 now. Third quarter, let's go back to Hamlin. The pitch goes to Evan Stormo on the sweep, and he's going to score. It's 14-7 Chargers. The next Hamlin drive, it's Stevenson again looking to find someone. You know who he's looking for. It's Van Meteren here. This time it's only 45 yards, but I think he'll take it here. It's 21-7, and Hamlin has no problem at home. They win 28-7. Let's check out some more scores now from around the area. Again, Hamlin taking the win, Howard taking the win, Platte Geddes winning over Marion Freeman Academy, and Parkston winning as well.
Sets up good semifinals. Next up, we head to Alcester. Cubs. Record going. Stick with us.
Welcome back to Football Friday, sponsored by Trusted Choice, Dakota Bank, South Dakota Department of Health, and South Dakota State University.
And welcome back to the final segment and results from 9B and 9A, starting with the Canistota Hawks.
Yeah, there was a power outage last week at Canistota. Fourth-ranked Hawks, hoping that wasn't the case in the field tonight, hosting the Gorillas of Gregory. Great start for the Hawks here. First play of the opening drive. How about Tage Ortman passing to a wide-open Ty Dobler? No one's going to stop him. 76-yard for the touchdown. They get the two-point conversion. It is 8-0 Canistota. Gregory's going to answer right back on the 1 yard line here. It'll be Rylan Peck who's going to be looking to hand it off, except no, he won't. He's going to hand it off into himself, really fools everyone. That's going to score. It's 8-7. Canistota, though, going to extend their lead. Ortman this time dropping back, looking to go deep, right into the hands of Brady Scott. This was 62 yards. It's 16-7 Hawks, and they get the job done at home. It was 70-19, your final score.
The Cubs of AlcesterHudson brought a perfect record to the field against Cordell Wright's alma mater, the Deubrook Dolphins. Both teams struggling to get the offense going early, late in the first. Dolphin QB Jace Famaka runs up the middle and then has the ball ripped away by the Cubs' Evan Brown. Alcester takes over deep in Deubrook territory on 4th and short. Dolphins stop Evan Brown, though, on the outside to get the turnover on downs. And it's Famaka to J.P. Rognes for the huge 40-yard gain into Alcester-Hudson territory. And with 10 seconds left, facing a 4th down, Famaka passes to Carter Hawks. And the Dolphins will fly into the semifinals, handing Alcester-Hudson their first loss of the year at the worst time possible, 14-8.
Well, let's go out west now to Phillip, where the Scotties are playing host to the Flyers of Chester. Thursday night was all about Phillip's Riker Peterson getting the handoff from Lane Kuchenbecker with a nice pick up here. That's going to set them up nicely in the red zone. And then Talon Haynes is going to cap off the drive for the Scotties, diving for the pylon here just a couple plays later, and Phillip leads Chester 6-0. And this one was really all Phillip down the way here. It's a 46-15 win for Phillip, and they're moving on.
Quickly look at those scores. Warner, Phillip, Deubrook, and then Canistota your victories. 9B, Avon, Falkton, DeSmet, and Potter County. We're back for the semifinals next week. Have a great night.